It's 2 a.m, the room is silent, your body is exhausted, but your brain is currently holding a trial for an awkward comment you made in a meeting 3 years ago. Or maybe it's rehearsing a conversation that hasn't even happened yet and likely never will. We call it overthinking, but in psychology, it has a much more clinical name, rumination. Most people think overthinking is a sign of a high IQ or being prepared. But today, I'm going to show you the quiet, scientific reason your brain won't shut up. It's not because you're smart, and it's not because you're broken. It's because your brain is trying to solve a problem that doesn't have a solution. To understand overthinking, we have to look at the default mode network. This is the part of your brain that becomes active when you aren't focused on a specific task, like when you're driving, showering, or trying to sleep. In a healthy brain, the default mode network helps with self-reflection and planning. But for those of us with anxiety, the default mode network gets sticky. According to research by Dr. Susan Nolan-Huxheimer, the pioneer of rumination study, overthinkers believe that by thinking more, they will gain insight. But the opposite is true. Overthinking doesn't lead to insight, it leads to analysis paralysis. Your brain is essentially spinning its wheels in the mud, digging a deeper hole while convinced it's finding a way out. Here is the quiet reason I mentioned earlier. Overthinking is a maladaptive strategy for control. When we feel uncertain about the future or guilty about the past, our nervous system feels unsafe. Thinking feels like doing something. If you can play out every possible scenario of what your boss might say, you feel like you're protecting yourself. But here's the biological truth. Your brain cannot distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one. When you overthink a stressful event, your body releases cortisol, as if the event is happening right now. You are literally traumatizing yourself with your own thoughts. If just stopping worked, you would have done it by now. Instead, we need to bypass the default mode network. Here is the interrupt and redirect framework. The 90-second rule, neuroanatomist Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor explains that an emotional surge only lasts 90 seconds. If you are still upset after that, it's because you are re-stimulating the emotion with your thoughts. When the loop starts, look at your watch, breathe for 90 seconds without engaging the thought. Externalize the dialogue, write it down. When thoughts are in your head, they feel like truth. When they are on paper, they look like data. This engages the prefrontal cortex and takes power away from the emotional centers. Scheduled worry time. It sounds counterintuitive, but tell your brain, I will overthink this at 5 p.m. for 10 minutes. This gives your brain the safety of knowing the problem will be addressed without letting it hijack your entire day. Overthinking is just your brain's way of trying to keep you safe in an uncertain world. It's a survival mechanism that just doesn't know when to quit. If you listened closely, you'll realize that overthinking is often the engine behind the high-functioning anxiety we talked about in our first video in this series of mental health education. And if you've been overthinking for so long that you've started to feel numb, you might be heading toward the freeze response we covered last week. Download the nervous system check-in worksheet in the description. It has a specific section to help you identify if your thoughts are task-oriented or rumination-oriented. You have a powerful mind. It's time you became the one who drives it rather than the one being taken for a ride. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Thank you.